organizers to make more money because they get paid in turn. God, I wish that would happen. Dude, if tournament organizers hired me to try and influence the community to their favor, oh shit, that would be amazing. If I could get a regular salary for that, that sounds hype as hell.
You just become an actual influencer.
Yeah, an actual influencer. But instead, they just pay us off of their huge amounts of VC money that they're just dumping.
Yeah, VC money is pretty nice.
Yeah. I've had this conversation a number of times, but especially with one term organizer, but it's always funny how, like, it's hard to tell the difference between VC money and like sports washing or just regular money laundering money, you know, like, because it's all the same when it comes to us, because it just seems like some people are able to print out money.
Speak for yourself. I morally object.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I mean, I still take it, but I morally object.
I object to this. Go ahead and make that check out to Avery. I don't know your last name. Yeah. Avery Gladwell.
Look, man, it's a struggle out here. Like, you turn money down in Dota, you're gonna be on the street in a year. So
that is true. Yes.
I'd rather be involved than not involved. That's how I take it. We are seeing the exact same opener.
Okay.
Goddamn.
I mean, if you're EG, don't think you feel bad about your draft.
10 seconds remaining.
Outside of Naga, probably not.
5 seconds remaining.
It makes me almost go back to if they taken PL there, would have they just won?
Yeah.
I feel like they would have almost. It's like PL is so much harder to deal with, but these heroes aren't really meta, so hard to know. I still think this opener is like, it's going to be harder for Quincy now because EG kind of knows they have this Slardar IO potential and they have this, you know, they kind of know what they're aiming for second phase, because Quincy's going to see basically the same thing. So EG can kind of plan a bit more. They know they might want this Void Spear TA type deal, right? So yeah, these types of situations are
10 seconds remaining.
I feel like it favors the second pick team a bit more because the onus is on the first pick team and you're repeating a scenario. But it is Quincy IO. They are probably the best IO team in NA from what I've seen. So Zero is strong.
Is there any carry? Like, if I'm EG, I think I ban TA because I don't feel like there is a carry that matches as well with Tidehunter.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see the TA ban. It's also like if they feel like that last pick Illusion Hero just wasn't doing much, then what else are you going to pick versus TA?
Yeah.
That might push them in that direction as well.
Sure.
I mean, I would not be surprised to just see EG take the Bane again, even though I would kind of like to see Grimmer Disruptor a bit more, but they'll probably go the Bane route, and then we'll see if this Medusa gets left. That's the one interesting, like Medusa, Luna, if those get left, I could see either team taking those in the second phase. And we'll see what happens after that. It's kind of my prediction. And there's still this Void Spirit Ember trade, because again, a lot of the mids are getting banned. So Quap, Lesh, Odie, Puck, Storm. So when this happens, the Void Spirit Ember go up, because they become, a lot of their counter picks are out, and also they're like the fight starters that both team kind of wants here.
Mm-hmm.
So I also wouldn't be surprised to see EG take that Void Spirit, like ban Ember here, take Void Spirit out of phase. I could see that being a line. I think that would be a pretty good line, to be honest.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Still puts Quincy in a position where they don't have a lot of stuns for this mid mobility hero, and then there's not even this counter trade of they get one. So, like, I'm not sure what Quincy would pick. I mean, they can go the Kunkka route, but it looks terrible with their first two. Yeah, I feel like you just ban Ember, go Void Spirit here, honestly, and then you just take your sub later. Because there's just not much that Quincy's going to get in response on mid.
Is there
10
like what's the difference
seconds
between
remaining.
doing the opposite and banning
Evil
Void Spirit and taking
geniuses
Ember?
turn to pick.
I think it's okay as well. I think Void Spirit's maybe a bit better with their first two, just because it's like not as much spread damage. It's a bit higher single target burst,
Okay.
which
Yeah.
I kind of like with Mars. Like when he goes in and spears some dude, you want this strong single target follow-up.
10 seconds
But
remaining.
I think either's fine. Like I
5
also think Void
seconds
Spirit
remaining.
versus the IO can be better in small degrees, just because you're more single target burst and
Quincy
Ember's more
Crew's
like
turn
spread
to
chip
pick.
damage. There's the Bane. Traditionally, the spread split damage isn't that good versus sustain. So some of the types of lineups that counter Ember are these like Abaddon, Dirge, uh, Chen type heroes, right?
Yeah.
I think Chen historically is one of like the
10
top Ember
seconds
counters
remaining.
actually, just
Turn to pick.
because you can't chip.
Incarnate.
We're gonna see the same. Okay, so it's like all the heroes I'm talking about, just the exchange that they wanted, right?
Yep. Yep.
But I think Quincy's like kind of happy with this because I think EG had a opportunity to deny them getting these types of heroes there, and instead they took this Bane, and
10 seconds remaining.
like Bane's fine, but I don't think it's so much higher value than
5 seconds
a Grim or
remaining.
Disruptor or something else they could have grabbed. That I feel like Quincy's pretty happy getting the Deuce and the Void Spear here. Like there's no Terrorblade response. Does EG want to go this Illusion Hero route again after they
Quincy
just lost with
Crew's
one?
turn to battle.
Razor.
They take the Razor.
Let's do this.
I don't know. I feel like this is QC favorite. I think they got the better trade in the second phase, personally.
I mean, I would kind of agree with that. Feel like Dusa's the
10
best
seconds
replacement to
remaining.
TA. I mean, though the one
5
thing I feel like
seconds
maybe they're
remaining.
lacking is just another playmaker outside of Void Spirit. But
Yeah, but they can still get an offlaner, right? I
Yeah.
think if you're willing to run this Tide 5 with TA, you can run it with Dusa. Like,
For sure.
Dusa's a pretty self-sustaining laner. She's pretty strong on lane.
Evil geniuses turn to
but
battle.
what hero is that does fine against Razor?
I mean, you have the IO, so we saw that yesterday with
Quincy
the IO
Crew's turn
Legion, I
to
think.
ban.
Or something like that. Like, this IO can help create the gap in the sustain, so, like, I don't even think this lane's that terrifying. As long as you have something strong. I mean, they might just even go for this Sardar again. They might ban Ember here to threaten the Sardar. They can...
10 seconds
I mean,
remaining.
Furion's like the highest lane pressure, but I don't think it's good.
5 seconds remaining.
There's like... I don't know, what else is there with this IO? Kind of similar position last game. Like, I wasn't sure what they're going to pick.
Evil
That's why it's
geniuses turn
it's
to
hard
battle.
to say. That's why they might just go that Sardar route again.
Yeah. That was my kind of concerns. I felt like last time our options were kind of narrow in what Quincy Crew could do. And I feel like Razor limits that even more so.
They do get that Ember ban, which I think
10
is
seconds
good here.
remaining.
That hero is very annoying for Slaughter. We didn't see it a lot last game, but it's
5
like one of the
seconds
worst
remaining.
matchups. So they might just be going down that road again. Which wouldn't surprise me, because you want a stunner here, I think. Like, you need some extra lockdown. There's not much you're going to get. Off lane tiny. You're not going to pick it, but... I mean, I think EG should ban the sword. I think
Yeah,
it's
double.
it gives Quincy like a good game plan, and it's also annoying for Razor because this hero, if you're going BKB refresher type builds, you get destroyed from the minus armor for a long time.
And I think if you're not having a direct buff
Quincy
being placed on
Crew's
Dusa,
turn
like
to
Ogre or Beastmaster, minus armor is like kind of equal in that regard, right? It's you're
Yeah, she'll
amping up the
chunk you.
Dusa's damage, and she comes online a lot sooner.
Yeah, for sure. Helps her do Roche, things like this. So they do ban that starter. Now it's like, what does Quincy take here? This is the non-obvious pick.
10 seconds remaining.
And they might just take the Legion so they can deal with the
5
Razor on lane.
seconds remaining.
Yeah, that's. Both times I feel like I look at Quincy Cruz and I'm just like, you know what, like I would love a Pango, right? Like an early team fighter sort of deal, but it just doesn't work with IO.
Yeah, you can play it, but it's also nice to have BKB Pierce versus Razor, I think.
Yeah,
But I don't
for
know if
sure.
they'll get it. Very tough pick.
Evil
Like Enigma or something.
to pick.
Jakiro?
All right,
I
so
guess
we're
I'm just
back to
playing
Tide
Tide.
offlane, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Didn't see that one coming though, but it's an interest. I don't really know why they wanted it, to be honest. Kind of seems like
10
random here,
seconds
but
remaining.
strong laner. Their lanes will be strong.
5 seconds remaining.
Ice Path is good follow up to Void Spirit. Can help stop Bane. It's about as best as I can come up with. As a Jakiro player, I don't see a whole lot to love here.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe they're just feeling the pick.
No chance, right? No chance Jakiro core in this situation.
I mean,
With like Tide as his support and then Dusa Io.
no. You could do Io Jakiro, but that sounds a little too crazy even for me. So it makes
Yeah.
me doubt that they're gonna do it. But I don't know. Maybe they're trying to like also soft block this illusion last pick if they think the Razor can go mid. They're still like a little worried about this PL or something that might come out.
Sure.
Like Jakiro,
Okay.
he doesn't really help. He makes you think he's gonna help, but he doesn't really.
You may
Morphling.
now
Morphling
select
last
your
pick.
heroes.
Mid morph probably. No, carry morph. Interesting. So they do throw this Razor mid. They could have thrown the morph or the Razor mid here. Both do fine versus Void Spirit. They choose to get this morph first. What they thought was probably Tide, but it is Kezu Jakiro. Interesting. Very interesting. I almost feel like this is not a cheese strap, but like you do not just play 3 Jakiro randomly. It is a 3 you have to practice and understand because this hero, he is viable as a 3, but he is extremely volatile in terms of like your game plan with him. He needs
10
to hit his
seconds remaining.
windows to have impact. And
Yes.
you need to understand those. So
5 seconds remaining.
we'll see if it pays off. Pretty interesting.
I think what's kind of interesting is that they do have this kind of like with the Jakiro chip at towers and such, and Dusa also being able to provide that. They have a way of being able to kind of like poke at evil geniuses and being like, okay, when are you gonna commit? Because EG's lineup is very commitment heavy, right? Razor, Mars, like those are heroes that are gonna go in, and once they start going in, they're all in, sort of deal, right?
Yeah. That is true. The thing though is when EG goes in, is there much stopping them when they go in? It's
You
like
don't think
this
Ravage
Duso.
Stone Gaze is enough?
I mean, Stone Gaze is pretty good. Like Stone Gaze is giving them a lot here. But Morph Razor seem decent here in terms of they get to like the Razor BKB and like Morph can steal Ice Path, which is pretty annoying.
Hello,
I guess Core Jakiro doesn't go it as much, but that's probably like his best steals here. I don't know. Interesting game. It feels very similar to the last game where if Quincy can get to that like over that mid game hump, they might just like inevitability it out with the Dusa Void Spirit because the scale on that's ridiculous. But EG probably has like a pretty good 15-20 minute window here where their Mars and Razor are all online. They can make a lot more happen because again,
Prepare for
we have
battle.
Tide IO support duo, so this is very, very low in terms of your play options and your aggressive potential.
You can run. You can
All right, chat.
shoot.
I will remind you of this once or twice because we're gonna do the best of 5 finals as well. No spoilers. I feel like that's an obvious one. And don't shit on the other casters that could be casting this game. Thank you. They're all my friends. I don't appreciate you guys talking shit about them. Thank you. That's it. Game 3. Off-lane core Jakiro. I mean, I will say, I feel like the shard's got to be pretty good versus Morphling, right? Percentage-based damage. That's got to feel good.
It's decent. It's decent.
30 seconds to
I mean, in theory, if he's just waveforming in full agi, like 800 HP, it's not doing much. But
yeah.
I mean, the shard's always good. It's an annoying spell to deal with. It's like this weird mini stun and slow. And this hero can be really annoying in fights just if he lives forever and gets a lot of spells off. This hero struggles in terms of he's really slow and clunky, and he doesn't have any armor. So his strength gain's kind of low. He's low MS. He doesn't have armor. Hero just kind of dies.
Yeah.
He kind of has to play up in the fight as a core, and he just kind of dies. So be interesting to see what items Kezu goes. Also, there's this Veil build that gives you a little survivability. I don't think many people still go the Yule's build, but if you want more setup, there's the obvious Yule's Ice Path thing that Universe used to do 5 years ago now.
Yeah.
But I don't know, we'll see. I mean, if you have a really good game, you can just get bots on this hero and kind of play him like a Viper or something. But he's a strong laner. Io Jakiro's a strong lane. So they should, like, bully this Bane.
Expectations altered.
What do you think about mid-razor, by the way? Because I am not a big fan of this hero as any other position than carry right now, because I feel like his BKB refresher timing is so strong. I want him to get to that point.
It's definitely strong. Mid-razor, you can get there on the same footing. You have a very dominant lane matchup. This is not that type of lane matchup, I think. I think it's Razor. I don't even know if it's Razor favored, like, for the early waves. It's probably Razor favored the levels 4 to 5 or so. But Void Spirit's a pretty strong laner, and, like, Quinn's doing pretty fine on these early waves, so it's not some crazy free Razor snowball game. But mid-razor can still be pretty annoying if you don't have the ability to deal with, like, his early tank up and just running at you.
Yeah.
Which Quincy, they honestly don't have a lot. Like, it's kind of dependent on what this Jakiro can do in the early fights. Which, who knows? I mean, he's a Jakiro. Like, you rarely see this hero.
Yeah, I'm somebody who really likes playing some weird offlane heroes. I'm a big fan of Ice 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 for that reason. He plays some weird ass heroes offlane. I'm like, oh shit, I could do that. And I have tried offlane Jakiro a number of times, and God, I cannot figure out this hero and how to play a core. I struggle so much. Like, even in the games that I win, I'm still not convinced that it was actually good.
It's very difficult to play. It's just like a very difficult offlaner to understand and play. You have to be okay. You have to do well in your lane. If you lose the lane with this hero, you're an automatic trash can. Like, just top right, get the fuck out. But assuming you do well in lane, is even better if you can bully people like they're doing now and win the lane. Then your game flow is looking like some fast skirmish items into abusing this liquid fire to take early towers. Like, that's really what you want to be able to do, which is easier said than done, but that's kind of the goal. Like, you're picking this hero as a core for early liquid fire dual breath points, not ice path bot. So you need to get the value out of that.
Yeah.
And he'll scale later. Jakiro has paths to scale now because you can get this shard, which helps, and you can get his Ags.
Yep.
Which pierces spell immunity, which is kind of crazy to think about. But, like, this macro pyre with its full kit becomes a terrifying ability late game. Y'all drops to the tried and true minus armor shield bash combo.
Yeah, they've been pressuring him in a lane for a bit. I think Pondo had been trying to get some pulls off or something, but finally succeeded in killing the Medusa. That's the Yawar 1 death. See if he dies again.
Yeah, a lot of gold going Nightfall's way, but what's new? This guy always seems to be highest net worth.
Yeah, seriously, he's been killing it when it comes to some of the performances in offlane lately. It looks like they're going to be able to get the kill on upon low as well. Nice and easy.
This guy's a strong laner. Like, his laning phase is very strong. He is dominating pretty much all the time. More of a question of, like, the mid-game and how comfortable he is playing some of these heroes in the mid-game fights and jumping and picking the right targets, that type of thing.
Yeah.
But Quinn's just winning mid. So, interesting to see. He's just up on net worth. CS is pretty even, but, you know, this is power of Void Spirit. If you're good with this hero, he can go even versus a lot of stuff that in theory is unfavorable for him. Just Resonant Pulse is so powerful in the trades.
Even better if, as he gets level 6, he'll no longer have to worry about the static link. And he's also a more active playmaking hero than Razor too. So if he can manage to do even in the lane, then he could cause some serious havoc in the side lanes where they certainly need their help. Pamlo has died again. This bottom lane has died all 3 times for Quincy Crow.
Yeah, that's rough. This combo, if you just get caught by it, you're just dead. There's nothing you can really do about it. You see Jerax getting some nice obs up pretty early. Completely unscouted. So it looks like they're trying to set up for this triangle invasion later on. Contest potential Medusa, Ancients, this type of thing. These are what these wards help you do. Which makes sense to the game plan. Probably see a similar idea of like maybe crit roaming over early and leaving Nightfall again. And then them fighting around this Razor on this triangle that they are assuming is going to be stacked. But Jerax blocked it too, so he's already causing like a decent amount of economic damage and setting up for some nice contest in that mid game.
Well, haste rune for Razor. That's a dead bomb.
Yeah, that's okay though. Like, this haste rune's gonna kill somebody. It's better him than Yawar.
Yeah.
XD.
And
Yawar, who's level 4 right now.
yeah, he's struggling. Whereas this Morph is already basically level 6. Like, he just gets his Morbid Mask and sits there. It's the power of this hero. If you can't abuse him super early or just run him down, like, the Io Slaughter would be able to run him down and dive him, but Io Jakiro ain't the same thing, so they're just kind of stuck up here, like fighting into a brick wall. You can dual breath him forever, he doesn't care.
Crit patiently waiting. Abed shows up. They're going to go for the Yawar kill, which is looking like it's pretty free.
No way, no how, sister.
It's looking like the first 2 games where EG is just dominating the early game.
Yeah.
Like, all 3 lanes going their way. Quincy's heroes kind of slow and are going to need a lot of time to catch up here. It's probably another very favorable game for EG in terms of the numbers of who should win at this point, even though it's early. But we saw last game that didn't mean much, so.
Yeah. I think they're gonna dive Yawar again. I think they're saying he TP down here. He's stuck.
Yeah, why not?
We've got level 6 on Mars. We've got the arena.
Dire's top tower is under
Quinn can
attack.
TP and try and bail him out, but he might just be dead anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it's so much burst damage. It happens so fast.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom
So,
tower is under
I don't know. Like, now Yawar's going to have to walk out. Pomlo's going to die anyways. He tries to TP away, so that's going to be a dead tower. And, well, one thing I will also say about Jakiro, you can't leave this hero alone in lane. Like, he needs the 2v2. Like, he cannot fight back in a 1v2 very well. So,
Yeah, he's just dead here.
tower has fallen.
he's just going to get run down by Arteezy pretty easily. Arteezy's going to show up and try and get a... Quinn's going to show up and try and get a counter kill onto Jerax. Looks like they will be able to. Arteezy's got 11 magic wand charges, so he feels pretty healthy still.
The reason I was surprised that they made this Shakiro 3 is because they had this, they saw the Morphling, right? So
Yeah.
the Tide is not like amazing versus Morph either, but it's okay because you're kind of happy just farming on Tide more than you're happy just farming on Jakiro. You're not happy just trading farm on Jakiro offlane. You need to punish the carry and push him out. Take this tower. And Morph is impossible to do that against. Now Kezu has nowhere to go and he's stuck in no man's land and he's linked.
He's going to take all that damage, and then they're right around this stack. Milan's going to get caught by Arteezy. Nice rotation by him, linking up with the rest of his team so they can go ahead and take the stacks together. I mean, winning the laning phase. Damn, Nightfall just killed Ponlo while that was happening as well. But winning the laning phase and then taking away their stacks, I feel like that's a guaranteed winning combination right there.
They're diving Yawar mid.
He might just be dead again. He's out of mana, and he's stuck. Abed waits for his opportunity. Now pounces. Crit's a little bit closer. They don't even need a cookie or anything. Abed might struggle to get out, though. Kisses are going to start raining in. Never mind. That's going to be a lot of damage. Abed is going to die, but Ponlo dead again. Quinn's at half health here. Nightfall still has the armlet. No blink dagger for him, so they won't be able to catch anybody.
Radiant's middle tower is under
A
attack.
big turnaround kill. Like they got both of Jerax's wards as well. And let's see who got the streak. Quinn got the 5 kill streak on Abed for like 400 gold. So that kind of catapults him back up to even. And this early game is entirely about Quinn. He's the only hero who's really going to do anything. Like Jakiro has some nukes and some damage, but honestly, Quinn's the guy who's going to set anything up for them to get back in this game. So him getting that's super big. Because EG's is like, they're starting to run away with this. They're already at 5k.
Yeah.
And they do have Ravage online. Yawar is still level 5. The lowest level on his team almost. Not where you want to be on this hero.
Bean script. Early game, all being about Quinn, so it is a disaster every single time he dies. And he gets caught by Jerax's Fiend script, which I think he might have smoked for.
Radiant's top
Macro
Kill
fire on
Abed.
out. Mid lane, they're trying to kill Abed, but they don't have Ice Path to keep him there, so that's a little awkward.
Radiant structures
They dealt a
are
lot of
fortified.
damage, but
Radiant's top
they had
tower
Ravage,
is
so they
under
theoretically
attack.
could have ravaged him. Just not feeling that it's going to be worth it, because then they just get run down mid, probably. Nightfall's looking at Yawar down here.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Yawar's going to bait it? They see him on this.
Grab Nightfall. I think they're going to need a Ravage if they want to be able to get this kill. If anything, it's Quinn who's going to die. Oh, no.
Actual XD from Crit.
And they all chatted XD. They're like, we refuse to pay you any money, but just act like we're using your voice line right now.
The double insult. The meta insult.
Radiant's middle
Not even
tower
gonna
is
give you
under
the
attack.
dollar to say the XD you. It's a rough spot. They need to get like a very defensive baity fight around this Ravage. And I would say Stone Gaze, but honestly Yawar's I don't know if he's even gonna skill Stone Gaze for a long time in this game.
Yeah.
Ezu's just even scared to hit this top tower. Like, not how his 3 position Jakiro wants to function. Nightfall with his patented 13-minute blink armlet. Back at it again. Basically highest net worth. They are looking for something, but I mean, honestly, I feel like EG should know everybody's just in the triangle at this point. There's nowhere else they can be. And they're kind of just going to the corner of the map, and this is a lot of wasted time.
Dire are scanning.
That scan, barely off the mark from Quinn. If he was to move out of this little cubbyhole, they might be able to find him, and then this move, as you said, going to the corner of the map doesn't really ever feel that good.
Yeah,
when
this
you're
is
ahead.
just a terrible smoke, I think.
Dire's middle
Like,
tower
just straight,
is
I don't know
under
why
attack.
they went here. Even if they find somebody, they're literally just losing gold to make this move for a part of the map that
Dire's top
Quincy's
tower
never going to
is
hold
under
anyway.
attack.
Like,
Yeah.
either the Razor or the Morph's always just going to push this lane back. Who cares about the corner? Instead, you gave You gave Quincy time for Deuce to farm up triangle like two and a half, three times. Quinn has his Yules now. Kizu got some extra levels. They might just find Jirax. That's a repeating pattern in a lot of these games. Gets the regen too.
Yeah, he gets it. Quinn self-Yules to dodge the spear. Very important play.
They reload him. Milan didn't even think he was gonna get that. That's how fast he was.
Damn. Well,
but that's a pretty large momentum swing in this game. It doesn't look like it in the net worth, but honestly, that smoke cost EG a lot. Because that was their Mars Blink Arma timing, right? And
yeah.
They could have just gone triangle, and I think, and forced the fight with how strong they were, but...
Nice catch. Can the self-Yules save him? Double astral step, and the last globs! They were on point, but Quinn self-Yules to make sure they didn't land.
It's good use out of this region rune.
Oh, yeah.
That's more ults and more time EG's kind of wasting, not building a lead here. Yawar's catching up. I mean, he's still far behind, but...
Radiant's courier has been killed.
They got the mid tower, though.
Yeah, that was inevitable. You're not going to stop that one.
Yeah. Yasha soon for Yawar. We got BKB completed by Abed. He's going to go Refresher, second item. Unsurprising. Crit's going to go Blink Dagger with, I presume, with the Shard. Quinn's being caught by the Fiend's Grip. They're going to go for the Ravage, but the BKB goes on from Abed. The Ravage doesn't actually land on the two supports. He knew he needed to stop that Fiend's Grip as soon as possible, and in a way, he saved Quinn's life. But having no Ravage is certainly not going to feel good, and Evil Geniuses will happily punish him. Oh, they relocate. Where did they relocate out?
I don't know where they came from, actually. They went bottom, but... Oh, I mean, Nightfall found it.
Oh, he did. He's going to be able to kill the IO as a result. They dumped the Medusa there. Yuar can get a little bit more time to push out this lane and maybe TP back.
Yeah, he's going to risk it, and no one ADG is contesting it. TP's out. This is just a hard place to be in for Quincy. It's like the first two games. They just don't have the easiest ways to make plays on EG's heroes, which are super tanky, and their playmaking potential is also pretty low, because their offlane's Jakiro, and their two subs have 0 stuns, effectively.
Yeah, I haven't seen one good thing come out of this offlane Jakiro yet.
No, not a lot. He did go this bots build, so Quincy's playing for the split push late game scenario, which is pretty much all they have to play for.
Yeah.
They need to get on the enemy side of the map and start cutting waves or farming enemy triangle, stuff like this. Stall the game out.
I almost feel like Jakiro needs to be like a Hand of Midas hero. I know that sounds insane, but I think part of the problem with him is that he wants solo experience, but can't solo lane. And without having all 3 of his abilities, he just kind of feels bad.
Yeah. I don't know if you can buy Midas this year.
Yeah, I don't think you could actually do that, but you gotta find some way to give him a lot of experience before he starts feeling good.
Well, in theory, it comes from him, decimating a carry that you kind of see.
Yeah.
Well, that's, I think, the downside of picking this hero blind. This hero needs to see his carry matchup really bad, because that's what's dictating the flow of his entire game. You pick it blind like that, and you just get morphling. It's not a happy camper.
Nice play. Ooh, that was a close call, but the cookie doesn't land fast enough. You are fast enough with the Stone Gaze, but at the same time, Nightfall was able to get the arena. Forces a defensive TP that kind of clears enough space for EG to start pressuring a tier 2. Once they get that, they get the outpost, and their hold of the map starts getting tighter and tighter.
Yeah, Quinn is doing the correct thing, just splitting this out, gets the tower, cutting waves, and now he's forced a bunch of TPs up here to look for him, but I don't think he should die up here. It's pretty hard for them to catch him.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
So a lot of time bought.
Blink Dagger build for Kezu? I don't know what that does. More split push, I guess?
Well, it lets him do a couple things. It lets him blink Ice Path cancel grip a bit easier.
Okay.
And it helps him follow up on Ravages. So if Ponlo can get to his blink and he blinks in and Ravages 2 or 3 heroes, Kezu can blink and line up all his spells on like all of them, right?
Sure.
I think that's what it does, but I mean, he's probably gonna go Shard or something too. And all of that stuff's a long way away.
Ponlo's dead, but maybe Crit is going to be traded out. They're going to try and burst him down real quickly and then get away from Abed, who's currently has a double damage rune. So, long jump away. Nice stop there from Arteezy. Cancels Milan's relocate out.
Oh. I don't know, these types of IO drafts, I understand that IO is a hero you can kind of play with anything, but it just doesn't feel like they are getting the best use out of the hero in terms of accelerating anybody or synergizing with any core. You know, like the IO Leshrac that we saw, it's a classic tried and true combo, it makes sense. This game, it's like, I mean, he can tether to this Dusa late game and turn her into a beast, but Dusa doesn't really want IO just like tethering him, sapping his XP or anything for a majority of the game.
Right.
Who does this IO play with? Like, there's no Ursa Sven, there's no Slaughter like last game. Feels a lot harder to make the comeback when you don't have these kind of things in your arsenal.
Scotty soon for Artur, so he's going for a full-out right-click build. No E-Blade required.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah,
My man
I
just
think
left an
that's
infused
correct.
raindrop on the ground.
No one needs this garbage.
Nice spear out. That'll actually
Like
get the
frozen.
stone onto Nightfall underneath the tier 3. Maybe he
What?
didn't think that all the way through.
Yeah, a little, well, this is gonna be like last game where Nightfall, unfortunate mistake leads to a momentum swing.
It could be.
I don't know if Jakiro runs you down as much as Slaughter does, but
Dire
this is looking sim. I mean, Quinn has his Zags now.
He does. How do they start a fight on Quincy Crew, though? Oh, there it
Go on,
is.
Jerax.
You've got the Tumbler's Toy push into Ravage. Easy. Chase down Jerax here. Now, there is going to be Abed coming around the corner, so Crit is not going to be a freebie. Quinn's going to have to leave that one behind. He did already use Link, and Ponlo's still here with Ravage.
Yeah, he has BKB though, so
Here comes
Lights in the
Nightfall.
back.
Ponlo trying to line it up somewhere. Does manage to get Quinn out of the arena, and looks like Ponlo's going to be left behind. So the off lane and 5 position will die.
thing is, they got the Razor BKB and the Haste Rune used, and they got the Jerax Bane buyback. And they're trading for, you know, a couple of heroes that probably would have died there anyway. So honestly, like, they got more than they probably should have out of a pretty bad engagement. Yawar gets the farm ult that's out top off the reload save, and I mean, it's just a game of attrition, because Quincy's never going to win the long fight there anyway into the Morphling Aegis.
Sure.
So it's like, you just have to get these small wins and try and chip away and get a really good base defense. Which they might get a base defense here because the Razor has no BKB right now. It doesn't even want to go here.
Instantly silence. Manta gets rid of the silence and hits one of the Aether Remnant.
What they really need is this blink on Tide, which it's pretty
Yes.
hard to get it, but he's like their one jump stun, and then the Jakiro can Ice Path over it, and then you get this long duration chain stun. Maybe you can burst a Razor Sling, but without that, it feels pretty hard.
Yeah, I feel like Ponlo's being too sacrificial in this game. I think he actually needs to prioritize himself because, as you said, I don't see how they start a fight, a good fight, without that blink.
I mean, that's definitely true, but it's easier said. Like, there's just not that much farm for him to even take, even if he were to be greedy.
Yeah.
I think he went to this enemy triangle before, which is the correct move. He gets double bounty, which is nice. And I think they killed him here earlier, so, like, I think he's tried some stuff, but there's just not much to take on the map. EG's gonna push with their Aegis timer, 20 seconds. Trying to make Quincy come back, but Quincy's still on the enemy triangle.
He calls their bluff.
He knows.
Yeah, Nightfall is going to show up here. They're going to go for the relocate out on a Yor. He gets away.
Nicely played.
Ponlo just like, no, please let me farm just a few more creeps, sir. He gets the easy camp.
Yeah. Milan's not, but someone's got to pay the price.
Yeah, yeah. All right, they have the Scotty, but they need a way to get to the secret shop. Let's see if the courier can do it. Go, little courier. Fly. Fly now.
This is a big item because the actual Scotty effect is pretty nice in this game versus the Razor. These are a lot of their damage being able to run in. Quinn's just going in here. Rit's dead.
He is. He managed to get the Macropire on top of him. Back over. Pomlo gets blown up before he could even think about a Ravage. Kezu gets run down as you would expect of a Jakiro.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Oh, Yawar got a Scotty.
He did.
That's one way to create a diversion. Jerax is like behind him here.
Can they get to him in time? I feel like there's not enough EG heroes around to do anything about this. They're going to try. They ate the remnant. Yeah. I feel like Arteezy already called him off on that. He was like, no, I'm not going over there. He started walking back to the mid lane.
Yeah, just like, what is that play, honestly?
Yeah.
It's like this stuff Jerax used to do where he kind of pokes and annoys you to be annoying, you know?
Yep.
But this, like, you're poking with a 110-second ult that's pretty powerful on a 5, and now you're just dead for like 60 seconds because you fought back earlier. Now your team is taking a fight.
And they get Stone Gaze too. They relocate away, though, from that fight.
Yeah, Yawar got linked, so that's a GG fight scenario if the Medusa ever gets linked like that.
True. Then
Maybe
they
Quinn's
can get the tether out. Oh, they caught Quinn! I think he was trying to give a tether opportunity to Milan, and ultimately Milan does survive due to the diversion, but not a worthy trade-off.
Yeah. I guess this lane ward just saw Quinn, so Quinn thought he was out of the lane vision, but nice obs there. Nightfall gets his revenge.
Yeah.
Illusion. My waters rise.
Still no Palm no blink. He's toggling Philosopher's Stone to try and get to it.
I mean, Philosopher's Stone does make a big difference. On a 5 position, you're trying to go for an item like that.
Yeah, he can sell his Fluffy Hat and stuff, so he's pretty close. And then I think your best bet is like Blink, Ravage, Ice Path follow-up on this Razor or Morph and try and just burst one of them. And hope Jerax isn't there to sleep the dude. Well, they caught Abed. Arena's gonna save him though.
This is going to save him. He turns around, gets Stone Gazed. Trying to get out of this arena and back to the safety of their high ground. They do have this Medusa running out of mana. Yawar's in trouble. Yawar's going to be saved by the relocate just in time before Arteezy could pounce for the kill. Now Arteezy...
Quincy can turn here. It's pretty good. They still have Ravage. No BKBs on EG side.
We're just trying to keep the heroes close. They do manage to grab the real Morphling after the Manta with the Aether Remnant. They throw down the Ravage. That is enough to be able to get the kill onto Arteezy. 711 gold going over to Quinn as a result.
Uh-oh, Cap.
Uh-oh. Not
Looking a little spicy all of a sudden. Like,
not a repeat of game 2.
I don't know. These BKBs getting low. Quincy seems like they're playing these fights pretty well.
And once again, they're just like rushing at Evil Geniuses because they know this is an opportunity to change the state of the game.
Oh yeah, like, you jump anything here, still no BKBs up. Morph's dead forever. They almost saw Nightfall in this off. Narrowly escapes.
Radiant's bottom tower
I
is
mean,
under
these
attack.
little turnarounds mean a lot. Like, the way Quincy's lineup functions, we talked about it at the start of the game, but they will scale pretty hard in this game. This is not some game where Morph and Razor net worth is that easy to automatically use. Because Quincy can kite, they have this Stone Gaze, they have Ravage. The Jakiro spells become quite annoying if the BKBs are down. So all these little fights, they can chip them down. Counts for a lot.
XD.
And now they have this Tide Blink. So Abed has to be a lot more careful. He can't just get caught out if the Bane isn't there to sleep save him, or like the arena was blocking a lot of that extra Medusa physical. He would have just died there if that arena didn't go down.
Right.
Y'all are second highest network.
This is going to be a free Roshan for Evil Geniuses, so they may have slipped up in this last team fight, but now this next push is probably going to be the hardest hold for Quincy Crew, perhaps all game, is this next moment.
I mean, there's a moment, but they can siege, I guess. Quinn's going to split push, and they don't have the best way to catch him, so this Jakiro can also split push just until he dies. Like, he probably doesn't care. It's kind of the rat game, you know? Nightfall speared him, what the hell?
He speared the creeps that just happened to hit Quinn. It was just chilling there. Oh, they wanted to go for the relocate pickoff. I mean, that's a bold maneuver no matter what, because he's got BKB.
Yeah, but their goal isn't necessarily to kill him, right? It's just to get reaction.
That's
like, let's say
true, yeah.
EG TP's back or he uses BKB. That's a big win, because that means it's another minute they're not going high ground.
Right, right.
And if they don't go high ground with this Aegis, it doesn't do a lot for them. Like, Quincy's happy if that doesn't happen. That's a good scenario for them.
Look at that drawing there. Nightfall is
They're
saying,
going on
like,
him.
they're immediately going to try and push out and catch somebody, and they do. They caught...
Quincy
He used
solo
BKB.
killed him.
He used BKB. He's going to come back
did.
into the Ice Patch. Do they have any chain stuns coming in? The Ravage comes in. It might be a little bit late, though. He's already morphed into
Huge
Strength. The
Stone
Deuce
Gaze.
is going to get on top of him. The Stone Gaze is going to be able to help lock him down even further. Milan stuck inside, gets speared back, but the damage is coming into Arteezy. Fortunately, the arena's out. They've got a nice Fiend's Grip on the side. Nobody is stopping that. Yawar has been burned out of his mana as a result, and is just food for Abed. 3 down on the side of Quincy Crew. It was a close call for Artur, but not so close for the rest of Evil Geniuses.
Oh, that was, like, EG almost threw that there. That was really close, because if Quincy was a little more set up and they are able to chain the morph out of that, like, he might just die before Abed can come in and clean everybody up. And once Quincy uses all that, then Abed just has a free fight and he'll destroy everybody. But
Yeah.
that was a really close fight.
Yeah, it's just like easy bait. Oh, there's no way that's a bait. That's Arteezy making an error. He almost got
Yeah,
chain
that was a
stunned.
bad, that was a bad, like, almost throw. So
Radiant's middle barracks are under
he wasn't bait shit, I'll tell you that much.
Oh, nice spear. Nightfall continues. He's just perfect. Well, outside of that one, but rather solid Mars play. Once again, finding a beautiful initiation, ensuring 2 different kills. Io and Void Spirit down, and now it looks like Evil Geniuses. Time just to demolish the base. Quincy Crew maybe have one last fight left in the tank, but even then, maybe not even that, because they don't have buyback on the rest of their heroes now.
Radiant's middle barracks has fallen. Radiant's middle barracks
mean,
are under attack.
What a nice edge. Like, I feel like if Quincy wins that fight, they are completely back in this game.
Radiant's
And that's how
bottom
close this game was, even though with the net worth differential. And now it's a question of, like, they're down 20k, and it's
Radiant's
probably
bottom
GG, but
barracks are under attack.
that was pretty close. Artur almost threw that.
Radiant's
One way to look at it.
Yeah. 2 lanes of barracks down. He's got Satanic now, too. They're going to go for the 3rd one while they still have 15 seconds before Quincy Crew's back up in full strength. They still have another 15 seconds for the Ravage as well. So, honestly, Quincy have no capabilities of fighting at all. They're going to pop the Stone Gaze to try and stall.
I mean, he's enfeebled. Look at his damage. What does this guy do?
Oh, yeah. Jeez.
If he gets enfeebled, it's like they almost just lose the fight off that.
Ben immediately pops the
gonna get
BKB.
full
BKB
link.
goes off from Yawar. He's going to get a full link. A relocate actually doesn't break the link. Now they throw in the Ravage, but Yawar doesn't have a whole lot of damage to throw into that one. A spear onto the Void Spirit. Exactly who Nightfall was hoping for. And yeah, that spear, it was a double one. Caught Io as well. They're going to leave the deuce up for last. And Evil Geniuses will get their ticket punched. Go to the grand finals. What a recovery from them from day 1 to day 2. Now here in day 3. They look like such a better team than they